Conventional cutting versus climb cutting. Chuck Shive here with Onsrud's Chips and Tips. Today we're tackling the topic of conventional cutting versus climb cutting. What are they and why choose one over the other? Well, each of these routing or cutting methods have to do with the direction your material is being fed. Now with conventional cutting, also known as upmilling, the material is fed against the tool rotation. When the cutter enters the workpiece, chips start out thin, then grow thicker as the cutting tool rotates. These chips are then deposited in front of the cutter, increasing the chance of them getting caught in the flutes and recut. This can lead to lower quality surface finishes where you'll see things like burrs or chips stuck on the part that then need to be sanded or filed off. When you feed material counter to the cutter's rotation, it creates resistance and generates heat, which leads to tool wear. It is also more difficult to manage work hardening, where certain materials become harder as they are machined or routed, such as titanium and Inconel. Conventional cutting or milling is best used on older machines that don't have anti-backlash mechanisms and when your machine or work holding is less rigid. You'll typically find it better for tall, thin extrusions, your softer plastics, and for other flexible or brittle materials, as well as for roughing passes. Now let's talk about climb cutting or down milling. Here the material is being fed in the same direction as the cutting tool, so you're not working against that force. The tool climbs into the workpiece, forming chips that start at their thinnest and then narrow, giving you a cleaner cut. Now with climb milling, cutting forces pull the workpiece into the cutter so there's less deflection. Also, heat is transferred to the chips and away from the cutting tool and the material. This leads to longer tool life. And since the chips are being deposited behind the cutter, they're less likely to be recut and you get a much smoother finish. So when surface quality is important, climb cutting is best, especially when it comes to dense, stable materials, such as your stiff plastics like acrylics and polys, and for most ferrous and non-ferrous metals, unless work hardening is an issue. The climb cutting technique will reduce fraying of most composites and reduce chipping of most laminates. Now when it comes to solid hardwood and softwoods, climb cutting with the grain will give you smoother surface finishes and less tear out or blowout. Climb cutting parallel to the grain is typically better, but sometimes can cause fuzzing on the end grain. Neither conventional or climb cutting techniques are a one-size-fits-all solution. When slotting and parting, you might even use both. Just be sure to consider which edge is your finished edge and which edge is your scrap. Choose your feed direction according to what your desired finish needs to be. And hey, if you're not getting the results that you want, try switching your routing method. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Be safe, stay healthy. I'm Chuck Shive. Thanks for tuning in.